Okay, now here we are in the middle of Ironforge, the auction house. This is the main dwarven city, pretty much the main city everybody uses, this or Stormwind. And you have this auction house which everybody hangs out in and they buy and sell things. And there's a little glitch, like if you go over into the corner you can hop up onto this invisible wall. And these are all my guild buddies, except for this guy back here. There's a few people that saw us doing this and they tried to do it too, and some of them figured out how to do it. But you get up on top of this invisible thing here and you start dancing, and it freaks everybody out because they're like, nobody understands how they do it. Now this guy over here, Vinkster, he's like a good friend of mine. He's always like doing crazy stuff. He's the guy you go to if you want to do some crazy shenanigans. He's a master tailor, master enchanter. He was like, he got rich off enchanting. He had like gold out his ass. He was always loaning people like hundreds and hundreds of gold to buy epic mounts wherever you needed. He made a bunch of these like tuxedos as he's wearing here, like. He would have a big, like, everybody would get together and have a gathering, and he'd hand out these tuxedos, and everybody would dress up in a tuxedo, and they would just dance for no reason at all. They'd find weird places to dance. Like, they would go into a battleground where you're, like, having capture the flag tournaments. Everybody would go in already dressed up in a tuxedo, and they would just start dancing at their own base. And then the enemy shows up, and they're like, what the fuck? There's a bunch of guys in tuxedos dancing. Yeah, Vinkster, he would always like do crazy stuff. Like, if you can see behind him here, he's got a broom equipped. That's his weapon. He went and got a broom. You have like a broom and a shovel and a pickaxe. Just stupid weapons that are kind of funny to have, but you can find them in certain places. And he gets it enchanted with an unholy enchant, or you can get it like a fiery enchant put on it. But he's like a master enchanter, and he's got tons of gold, so he's got money to waste on stupid shit like this. So he just gets everything crazy as you can imagine. So I wanted to get on into this action, and I didn't have any tuxedos, but I went and bought me like this pimp outfit. This is my purple pimp hat, and it looks like I'm flying like Superman, right? This is actually, I'm looking at my dead corpse. I'm dead. I jumped off this cliff like towards the people around, and then I used divine intervention, which sacrificed me on one of these guys over here dancing. So I ended up dying in the middle of the air, in the middle of Ironforge. And then that started a bunch of people doing it. Everybody just started doing the same thing, and they all ended up dead too. Like, here's another shot of them dancing, and I'm over here. Can't see too well. Yeah, there we go. And I think I skipped ahead on some of these pictures. Here's another shot of everybody dancing, and there I am over here. It looks like you're diving downwards, but then if you look around, it looks like you're falling up. Okay, this is me in my ghost mode. I came back and looked at myself. And here it looks like I'm skydiving. It looks like I just jumped off and leaped. And as you can see, the whole auction house is packed. Everybody is looking up, like trying to figure out what everybody's doing. Like, what the fuck is this? There's a big dance party going on. And there's another thing that we used to do that was kind of fun. We'd all get like a big group of like 20 or 30 people in Ironforge. We'd all get on our mounts, and there's a way you can follow people. Like, you type /follow, where you can right click on them and then follow them. We would all get on our mounts and we'd form a big conga line, and then we'd put it on slow walk instead of auto run, you know, like you run. So we'd all be walking the same speed on our horses, and we'd follow each different person down a line. So we'd have like a huge train of people on their mounts going around Ironforge in a big circle. And the game, once you hit level 60, there's really nothing to do except try and get better items. There's nothing really, no point in the game except trying to look better. So we would end up bored as hell for hours. We would just be waiting on people to show up for like a guild event or a big raid, or waiting on battlegrounds to open. So we would just hang around and like do crazy shit, trying to jump up on boxes. You would spend hours just on a ship trying to wedge yourself into a certain spot where you could get on your mount on a boat. I've found every little freaking place you can do that. Jumping on stuff, seeing how far you could go up a cliff, and then hang glide down onto something. There's like videos and videos of people just trying to get to places that you shouldn't be. But I'm going to show you a video that the guy Vinkster made of what I told you about earlier, where they're all in the battlegrounds and tuxedo dancing. He called the video Tux Dance, but he also has some of this conga line action at the end of it. So I'll give you a little view of what we're talking about. that's basically some of the guild shenanigans that we would get into. I wasn't in that video there because they did that really late at night and I was asleep or something. But yeah, the Deserters Guild was pretty fun, but it didn't take everything very seriously, if you can't tell. So later on I ended up at a different guild that it wasn't really fun, but they did get a lot of stuff done. Like at the game, I got like the Lava Dredger two-handed mace that's like, it's like a big digging tool with a gear that spins around. It's okay, it's really slow, I didn't really like it. I also had a one-handed mace, the R Stone Hammer that you get in Molten Core. That looks like a hammer, but it's like a big giant white diamond that's like glowing with white fire or something. It's a really good one-handed weapon. And then later on we get into on Kiraj, the 20-man instance, and I got one of those Gavel of Kiraji authorities. And that looks like you ripped the leg off of a mosquito or something. It's like a big insect leg made into a hammer. So I got that with the Crusader enchant, so that was really, it was really fast and it did a lot of damage. And what's that 200 strength holy strength bonus from the Crusader enchant? I really liked that one. And when I was in Deserters, I got to be the guild bank for a while, so I got to keep all our cool items that we didn't really distribute out until somebody really needed it, so we kept it all on like a level 1 character. I made a bank character. I didn't really use it much, but I made one called the Oracle, and it was like a black female dwarf that looked like the Oracle woman from the Matrix, you know, that would predict the future. She kind of looked like Oprah Winfrey, sort of. Like, I would always run around naked with her. But yeah, then next video I'll probably tell you about the hoax that I caused on the Blizzard WoW forums concerning a legendary item